Welcome to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Thorn City Podcast Guy. In this episode, my guy, Seeznin, Sam Thompson, community leader and founder of Next Level Sports Entertainment. He shares his journey building impactful initiatives that uplift communities and support youth development. From his work with the Base 5-5 Foundation to mentoring the next generation of athletes, he opens up about his experiences moving around, navigating highs and lows, and always coming back to his mission of giving back. Whether you're passionate about sports, community leadership, simply want to hear a story about someone with purpose, Sam's story is the one you don't want to miss. This is more than just a podcast. It's an opportunity to get insights, get inspired, and join the conversation today. Thorn City Podcast Guy, let's go. Yeah, man, we back at it. So this is really, I decided I'm into season 3 now. So I actually stopped one short on my last season of what I was going to do because I needed a break. Man, it's a lot of work.
I know, man. You the hardest working man in podcasts, brother. The hardest working, man.
It's work, but it's paying off, man.
No, it's dope.
Yeah, no, it's definitely paying off. You can definitely start feeling the shift. You know what they always say: if you build it, they will come.
Come on, feel the dreams, man.
And they coming, and so
yes, indeed.
I'm loving it, man. Ain't nobody else really out here doing this like this.
No, not to this level.
Mm-mm.
You guys' quality of production is set up. This is unlike anything that's going on around here at all. I love it.
Yeah,
I think it's dope.
Right on. How we look? We good? Okay. So yeah, we gonna get right into it, man.
Okay.
Get you in and out of here, brother. So appreciate you coming through.
I appreciate you having me, man. About time.
Man, about time.
Dude, I gotta be making season 3. Golly.
Hey, it's right on time.
It's right on time.
Right on
Timing is always right.
Timing is everything. It's some stuff you wouldn't have been able to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Wasn't going on yet. That
yes,
we
sir.
Now talk about.
Yes, sir.
So yes, sir. Welcome to the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show, where we network and build connections through interviews and discussions. I'm your host, Thorn City Podcast Guy. This episode is brought to you by GMP Podcast Group. Make sure you visit www.thorncitysyndicate.com. Click that link at the top of my page. Take you to my fan page. I had a guest, Pat Chung. He's the founder of Fans List in my last season. And so I got a fan page over there. You can leave text messages, voice messages. You can leave a tip for a brother. And I got some perks over there I'm working on. So go check that out for me. I appreciate it. Today I got a really special guest in the spotlight. My bro, Sam Thompson. People know him as Seeznin. He really could be the mayor around here if he really wanted to. I promise you, if he ran, he would get elected.
Oh, man.
But I don't think he got it in him.
Heck no. Heck no. I see the worst commercials on TV are those political commercials. They be talking bad. They'll pull up all kind of SOP. Yeah, I'd be embarrassed.
So yeah, man. No, Sam does a lot of great work around the town, man. He's the number one community leader, if you ask me, an activist out here fighting for our children and just for the community as a whole. So if don't nobody else tell you, I appreciate you, brother.
Man, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot, family.
Yes, sir,
appreciate
man.
You. Love seeing what you're doing over here too, bro. Keep it up. I'm honored to be here today, fam.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Like you said, it's been a long time coming, overdue, but we make it happen.
Yes, indeed.
Man, so we're going to start from the beginning a little bit. I've had plenty of conversations with you over the years. You told me about, as a kid, you moved around a lot.
Yeah.
You went to, 13 different schools?
Yeah, man.
Man, so how did that shape your ability to connect with different communities and influence your passion for working with the youth?
So for me, like I said, we moved a lot. So as a kid, I never lived in the same place for like more than a year. Ever, from kindergarten until my junior year. My junior year, we actually lived in the same crib for a couple years. So that was the first time. So moving around like that and always being the new kid, you adjust. You learn how to be social. You learn how to fit in. So the thing with me is the way I am now is the way I was as a kid. So it helped because I always had to make new friends and establish myself in new communities. And so that was the good part of it. The bad part of it was, just never having no stability. Like, I got friends that can go, to their mom's house or, where they live their whole life and still have their same bedroom. And,
That's
the kids and the grandkids all came up in the same space. Or, people start talking about school, and you went to an elementary school the whole time. I went, to a bunch of different schools. So I started school out in Idaho. I lived in Pocatello, Idaho in kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I lived in Pocatello, Idaho in kindergarten. Then we came back to Portland. I moved to Big River, California in 3rd grade. I was there for like half the year. I moved back to Portland, stayed here. I did my first 2 years of high school in Memphis. So,
Damn, I didn't know that.
yeah. So it's like, I made an impact when I came and went to Grant, but I didn't go to Grant for 4 years. I went to Grant for 2. So
your junior and senior year?
yeah, my junior senior, that's when I went there. So that was good to me. Like, it helped me with my interpersonal communication skills and being able to adapt to any and every situation. And it helps now as an adult. I know everybody. I went to school with everybody at some point. You know what I'm saying? So I went to school where we lived in the same apartments or, that stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah, no, that's tight. Man, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. People think that it's like, yeah, man, I've been right first. No, I wasn't there.
No, I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. It wasn't
Lying.
me.
Is you lying?
All right, pal. I came back. I actually moved back here to end the sophomore year and went to Jeff for a couple months.
You went to Jeff too? I don't know. You went to Jeff?
Yep. And moved back. That's crazy. February of 97.
Man, I couldn't go to Jeff if I wanted to.
No.
My mom said no.
No, those 3 months I was at Jeff was enough. My mom said no.
Don't even ask to go there. She said
it was popping.
She said, no, you're going to Benson.
Yeah.
And back then when I was at Benson, they made you apply.
Yeah, you had to write a letter or something.
Yeah, so I said, you want me to go to Benson? You got to write my letter. So she wrote my letter, man. I ended up going to Benson. But no, that was good for me, man. I had to get away from my childhood friends that I grew up with.
Come on, man.
They went left and I went right.
Man, ain't that a blessing, man?
And it is. I didn't understand it at the time.
No.
But I totally understand it now. Thinking back, it's crazy. So my grade school best friend, Kenny Wayne, he got killed in my freshman year.
Yep.
And then my middle school best friend is in jail for murder. That's crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy.
I was just talking to my partner Troy the other day and just thinking about our little crew from 5th grade. And then just looking and seeing where everybody is now and, what's going on with folks. And it was a simple decision. One day we were up at Alberta playing crunch and in the summertime, and every time during a certain time, the gang of that park would show up. And so we just get our basketball, go across the street, sit on Troy porch till they leave, then go back and play basketball some more. But one day, one of our friends stayed. You know what I'm saying? And we watched him get jumped in. And from that day, man, like,
he was with them.
And they never came back.
They never came back.
High school, then, spent his majority of his life in and out of jail, man, just off of that one decision.
Now
walking back across the street with us. So, yeah. Shout out to Moms for making you go over to Benton, man.
Yep. That's crazy, man. So you got a lot of stuff going on, brother. Tell me about Next Level Sports Entertainment. What inspired you to start that, and how'd you become involved with the Base 55 Foundation?
Okay, so
and the elite Mike James Elite AAU program that's coming up too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're right in the flow of that. We're about to start playing games here pretty soon. So just Next Level. Next Level started out.
And shout out to Mike James too.
Shout out to Mike James.
He's on a GOAT trajectory itself
for sure. They just beat Maccabi Tel Aviv today. He balled out 17-7, played well. Just fresh back out for 4.5 months out, back surgery. It looked like he ain't missed a beat, so that was dope. So Next Level actually started because I had, I used to throw parties and all that stuff. And so it had got to a point in the city that if I said Seeznin was throwing a party or Sam was throwing a party, the city wasn't cool with that.
It wasn't cool?
It wasn't cool.
We mean like the city of Portland.
The city of Portland, the police,
those people.
City Hall.
Wow.
Yeah, they wasn't feeling that.
So you had to say
so I created a next level thing.
There you go.
And so that started off with me and Kendall throwing some parties. And then I had been, going back and forth up to Seattle, throwing parties, doing the I-Fight Challenge and stuff like that. And they used to do this tournament called the Rip the Cut. And it was a tournament during Memorial Day weekend where all the pros and everybody from Seattle would come together, put some teams in, and play in this tournament for the weekend. And so I decided one year that I wanted to put a Portland team in. And so when I put the Portland team in, they asked me what our team name was, and I was like, we next level.
Next level.
And so from there, it grew. Our second year, we went out there, we won. The year after that, we were able to put the first Portland team into the Jamal Crawford Pro-Am. And so that's how the whole next level sports thing came about. It was from the necessity of me changing the name so I could throw some parties. And it turned into some basketball stuff. And so, so shout out to the original Next Level Sports dudes. Kalanji Paschal, Dante Bryant, Antoine Williams, Nick Green, Kevin Ford, Josh Turner, Mike James. That's the original group. Brian Morris. That's who we went out there and built this next level stuff with.
Tight.
That's my dudes.
Nice. So what's the base 55? I said 5'5". Base 55 foundation.
So with doing this work in the community, I've been able to build relationships with a lot of young men through SEI basketball camp, working for SEI, doing the stuff in the community. And Mike James was actually one of those young men that I was able to build a relationship with. And as he transitioned from college into the pros, I've been able to assist him on his journey with that. And so he's getting towards the end of his basketball career. And that transition of figuring out what you want to do.
What's next,
what's next is a real one. And so we started having some conversations about that because you go from living a certain lifestyle to coming back and being normal. And
well, it's all he known his whole life is basketball.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing
now
else.
It's over.
That's how you become great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I understand what that transition is going to be like. And so we were having some conversations and about just what he wants to do. And being of service is a huge thing. Like I've always said with them, everything I do for them young dudes, I did it out of just genuine love and wanting to see them win. And my payback from them was I don't want nothing. I don't want no money. I don't want anything like that. I want you guys to do what I've done for you for somebody else. And so part of that is being of service. And so the Base 55 organization is an organization that Mike James is starting, that I'm going to be the director of, where we are going to be focused on community-based opportunities of service. So being able to put together community events, give back to, I don't like saying underserved. I don't like saying underprivileged. I just like saying people that in need of some extra love. So the Base 55 organization is going to be the umbrella that we run all of our opportunities of service events through. So our backpack event and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that stuff. Base 55 is going to be the hub of that. And we'll have a part of that will be our basketball team as well. So that's our Mike James Elite.
Yeah. Oh, that's tight. Man, well, I'll be out there if y'all ever need a top flight official.
Man, you the best referee in the city. I give you a problem, man. I give you trouble here. Don't be you. I don't never be mad at you. I be who be with you, man. It's the extras that I can't get jiggy with.
It's tough out here for a ref, man. I can't lie to you.
No, I would never do it.
But I got a different. I think I take a different mentality and aspect than a lot of officials. And so I just like to stay out the way, man.
Yes, you don't take it personal.
You know it's not personal. It's the game.
It's not. If I yell at you at a basketball game, we still gonna hang out afterward. I'm not mad at all.
It wouldn't be just mad about that.
Yeah. And it's like. Yeah, so we actually started Mike James Elite. It's a 14 and under AAU team, boys. We're going to be playing on the Adidas circuit this year. And so we got Mike Lee as our head coach, which is amazing. Once we were able, me and Mike James have sat down for a while and started talking about it and how we wanted to do it. The reason that this all came about was, we've been thinking about it for a long time. And there's been a lot of good AAU programs that have been doing a lot of good work. So shout out to all of them. But we just thought that we could be able to add a different element with Mike being an active basketball player right now and having that influence and being the guy for our city right now, him and Peyton Pritchard, that all of the kids know as a basketball player.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect opportunity to put a team together. We didn't want to create something too big that we couldn't manage. So we wanted to start off with one team. And so that's how we ended up with the 14U. So for the last 6-7 years, me and Andre Lawrence have been running the SEI basketball camp.
Oh, tight. I didn't know.
Yeah. So the last 6-7 years we've been doing that. And our middle school has been our largest. Once kids get to high school, they start getting too cool. They ain't like how we were first and others. They ain't how we are. We were excited to go to SEI. I wanted to be a part of that. They've gotten to a different level of that, and so we don't have the same reception in high school, but in middle school it's huge. Yeah, and we have a very, very talented base of middle school kids. So we just decided to start off our first team with these 8th graders, follow them all the way through, and build it with them. So that's exciting.
Nice. That's tight. So what advice would you give young athletes who's struggling to find their place either in life or on the court?
I think that you use sports as a tool to gather different skills that you're going to need for life. Sports could never be the end-all, be-all for anybody. I think that's something that we struggle with kids because kids show a talent in something early, and then we make that become their identity. And then when that thing doesn't work out, they don't know who they are. So use sports for what it is, an opportunity to form friendships, develop life skills. I say play everything, stay busy. Whatever season is in, you should be playing that, whether you like it or not, if you're good at it or if you're not, just because all of those different sports give you some things that you're going to need for that sport that you focus on. So say if you're a basketball player, playing baseball is going to help with your hand-eye coordination. Playing football is going to help with your toughness. Playing soccer is going to help with your footwork. Running track is going to help with your speed and endurance and, all of that stuff. So I think that letting kids play everything and then specializing those things later would be dope. And just remember, it's a game, man.
Yeah.
It's a game.
It's a game.
You're going to spend more time not playing that game than you will playing it. And, LeBron James is an anomaly. He's been playing basketball in the NBA for more than half his life.
Man.
But when he's done, God willing, he's going to spend more time not being a basketball player than he did as a basketball player. So don't take it that serious.
Man, that's crazy. His son is there now, too.
Insane. And I think when I seen that picture, that was the dopest thing I've ever
dopest
seen, man. I ever know how anybody would try to
hate on that,
discount that, hate that. That's what you do it for.
That's what you do.
That's what you, as a parent, as a father, as a man in your family, you want to create legacies so your children's children can benefit off of the things that you do.
That's it.
That's my big thing as a father. I put it on Facebook the other day. I said, Jed applied for SEI, he better get in. You know what I'm saying? He better. That's my kid.
Man,
for real. So, but that's what you parent for.
You build yours.
That's what you parent, and that's why you build your legacy and build your character and reputation so your kids can benefit from it.
Man,
and he's done that at a higher level than anybody I've seen.
Yeah, that was super dope when I seen that, man. That was tight. Man, so we're going to take our first break here, get a message from our sponsor, GMP Podcast Group. When we come back, we'll discuss your role in community engagement and event planning.
For sure.
Discover GMP Podcast Group Studios, located at 2406 East Burnside Street in Portland, Oregon, offering a range of podcasting packages to suit your needs, starting at just $49 per hour for your basic setup, featuring a Rodecaster Pro audio console and SM7B microphones, as well as options complete with camera operator and audio engineer expertise. Elevate your podcasting with multi-camera recording, plus we capture behind-the-scenes shots within the studio. Visit us at www.gmpodcastgroup.com and let GMP Podcast Studios be where your podcasting journey begins.
Cause this syndicate lyricist exists. Don't blink one eye, baby. You just might miss. History in the making from the making of this. Third, I guess it's welcome back to these words. So I'ma come well like welcome backwards for sure.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the Spotlight Show. I'm your host, Thorn City Podcast Guy. Got my guy Sam in the building. Man, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you for having me, family. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so it's the Spotlight Show. It's all about the power of networking and forming strategic alliances. That's why I started the show, man. You know me, I've always been quiet and behind the scenes, so it was like pulling teeth to get myself out here in front of the camera and behind the mic. But I'm glad I did it. And I don't know if a lot of people don't know how I got here. I don't even know if you know how I got here.
Nah,
And
I really don't know how you got into this. I know how you got into
the
cameras and management and all that stuff, but I don't know how you got into
Yes.
this. You know, this high, because like you said, our whole life, bro, you've been quiet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's actually dope
Yeah.
and refreshing to see you on this side of it and doing it.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, shout out to you for
Yeah.
that, man.
So, you know, it really all started with Third, my boy Roy. You know, my best friend Roy. You know, he was doing bad at a moment. He got caught in that fast life. You know, he did the music growing up. A lot of people don't know about pros and cons.
Come on,
How
I
big
hosted
the
their
conference
first. I hosted their first concert down at the 13th floor.
And I don't think a lot of people don't know that they used to sell out the Roseland without no headline act. Man. So I was around the music stuff, but he got caught in the fast life. It was a lot of local music going around at the time, and I didn't have no Third Twin music. You know me, I'm biased. I think he better than everybody. And so I said, man, I need some new Third music. I'm gonna pay for my own damn album. All right, let's get in the studio. We're gonna do some new tracks. So that's what we did, man. We got in the studio. We started recording. We did some shows. We traveled and we did some shows. And you know, shortly after doing that, it kind of clicked, and it clicked to me that this is something he needs. You know what I'm saying, to get his self back right. So I used that to help him, you know, get his life back together in a sense. So we traveled, we did the shows. I needed a music video. And that's when, you know, Plus, Mike Harrison, that's who signed Roy when he was 14 years old to his first record contract. I went to Mike because I knew he did work with Roy when I needed a music video. And he introduced me to Justin, my business partner now. And we needed the music video. We did a couple music videos, but the one is the honesty. The honesty is how it all started. That was where it all started, man. When I seen that he was actually in his nephew's garage, and he just rapped that verse. You know, his nephew was recording, and his nephew posted it, and I seen it. I was like, damn, man, my bro's going through it, man. I got to do something. Man, and so when we started doing the music, I said, this is it, man. So we did that honesty music video. We introduced some film festivals. We won a few awards across the country, internationally. We got to travel to some film festivals. My first trip to New York was because of the film festival. We went to the hip hop film festival out there.
That's dope.
Man, it was super tight, man. And then shortly after the video, Roy, he disappeared on me again.
Yeah.
And he hit me a couple months later. Like, man, I went and got clean.
Got himself together.
Got himself together, man.
And he's doing so amazing right now, man.
Man, I'm so proud.
Shout out to all the work he's doing over there at POIC.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, man. We had the opportunity to work real closely over the last couple of years, man. And so shout out to him, man.
So you talking about a 360, man. That's what he did. I'm so proud of my bro, man. He's getting married next year.
Oh, wow.
He done bought a house. He got his license back. I don't know if he ever had his license.
Yeah.
Now he's legal, and he's an upstanding citizen now.
Come on, man.
Man, so that's really all I ever wanted from my boy, man, when we started that music. I do have a full album. We did put out an EP. I got a full-length album that's done that I've been holding on to because I do have a documentary in production. So I was filming everything along the journey.
Yeah.
So we're doing a documentary, man. It's gonna be tough.
That's dope.
Man, it's gonna be super dope.
And so all of that started to get you to here.
So that's what got me here. Yep.
Yeah.
So when the COVID hit, the music stopped.
Heck yeah, everything stopped.
And my guy Justin hit me, man. He was roommates with Tim James, the Health Hero, one of our podcasts, the first podcast we did. He was doing with him, and his business wasn't doing good. And so they decided to start him a podcast. And so he hit me up and was like, man, we should really look into this podcast and stuff. Because we did some podcasts and stuff before with somebody when we was up there with Mike at Plus. So I was like, yeah, man, let's get into the podcasting. So I said, if we're gonna really do it, let's get a building, And so we found this spot down here, 2406 East Burnside Street, GMP Podcast Group Studios. We're really doing it big over here. We got some big things in the works. It's really starting to pay off, and it's no better feeling than when you put your all blood, sweat, and tears, money,
And start seeing it work.
and you start seeing it work, man.
Yeah.
And you don't give up too soon. That's what a lot of people do. This entrepreneurial journey is not for everybody.
You got to push through a lot of stuff, man.
It's tough. It's tough. I don't think they know. But yeah, so man, after a couple years of helping other people start podcasting, I was sitting back in my office back there, man. I'm like, man, how do I help our business? My business, mine's is Thorn Syndicate Management.
Mm-hmm.
He has Gas Motion Productions. We came together to start the GMP Podcast Group Studios. So I'm saying, how do I help the businesses? I'm saying, man, well, you're telling everybody else that has a business, they need to start a podcast. You probably should start a podcast.
Yeah.
So I said, fuck it, man, I'm going to do it, man. And so I said, come on, bro, let's do it. I'm doing it. And man, I just did it. And we here, man.
That's so dope.
Man.
That's so dope.
Man, it's been tight.
It's amazing that the idea and the passion of helping a friend turned into you finding your entrepreneurial spirit. That's dope. That's the universe. That's God. That's how things happen.
Man.
So that's dope.
Yeah, so man, I'm loving it. I ain't gonna say never, never say never, but I refuse to punch a clock again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in that world now. And guess what, man? People listening, it ain't cool. There's a lot more times, man, struggling than it is winning. But you appreciate the win so much more.
Yeah.
Because you have to do it. I've gotten to that place, man. I've moved into working for myself and doing contracting work and consulting for work. And yeah, if it's not on my terms, fam, I really, at this point, man, listen, I got more yesterdays than tomorrows, fam. You know what I'm saying? So I want to enjoy.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy this and do it on my terms. So shout out to you for that, man.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. I want you to know that.
Man, I appreciate it.
I want you to know that people see what you're doing and it makes you want to do it yourself and know that it's possible.
It's possible, man. So you got your start. I'm going to take it back a little bit. Freddie Jones.
Oh, man.
He built Barlow.
Yes, indeed. One of the greatest.
One of the great.
That don't get talked about enough, man. Freddie was unreal.
Pacers, slam dunk champion.
Yes, indeed.
My guy, B. Brooks, I remember seeing him on TV throwing the alley-oop out the stands.
Oh, man.
It was tight.
Hey, the night before.
Was you here?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's 1,000,000,000%. The night before we were at the hotel, we were all in my room and figuring out, because Freddie didn't have no dunks. He didn't know what he was going to do.
He didn't know the night before? He still
didn't know the night before.
So he didn't practice none of that?
He didn't practice any of that.
That's crazy.
We didn't ever have a time to go to the gym and practice no dunks. We sat down. Matter of fact, I'll tell you exactly who it was. It was me, B. Brooks, Andrew Colas, of Colas Construction, who's out here killing everything.
I see it.
MD, Mark Damone, Mark Daniel.
My guys.
And Freddie. Yep, we were all in the room and came up with it. And, B. Brooks, of course, being B. Brooks, inserted himself in it, man. Was like, bro. So that's how all that came about, man.
That's crazy. And he went on to win the NBA Slam Dunk Championship.
2004.
That's crazy.
I'll never forget. L.A.
Man. So when you was out there, you moved out there with Freddie when he was out in Indiana as a pacer.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where you started the event planning and promotions?
Yep. So crazy story. I actually just told this story not too long ago. So that summer, it was the summer of 2003. It was after Freddie's rookie year. I had just finished up my last year playing basketball. Well, not my last year. I was going into my senior year of playing basketball. I just got back from San Diego. So that summer, we were all working out and just kicking it all summer. So me, him, D. Nate, Alex Scales. So we were working out, hooping all summer. And so as the summer was coming to an end, I had a decision to make, like where I was going to go to play basketball. And school wasn't my thing, bro. I didn't want to go to school. And so Fred offered me and Dennis the opportunity to just come out there with him and work out.
Shout out to D. Nate, man.
Yeah, so we
ever too.
We originally went out there. It's actually September 2003. We went out there just to go, help him get ready for the season. And so while we were there, this is back in the day when they promoted all the parties on the radio. There wasn't no social media.
Yeah.
It wasn't none of that.
You had to get on the
You
radio.
had to get on the radio, and then you had to do radio spots. And so there was a radio spot of a party at this place called the Mecca, and on it they were talking about all the Indiana Pacers being in the building. They said Freddie's name. So we was like, okay, well, we got something to do tonight. So we went down to the party, and when we got there, they was trying to make us pay to get in. And I was like, he's like, bro, I don't know these people. They just be saying we going to be like this, so we know. So, you know me, the light went off in my head. I'm like, I know all y'all.
Yeah.
So if anybody going to be throwing parties and saying y'all going to be there, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
And so I was opportunity to hook up with this dude named Amp Harris. Amp is the largest promoter in the Midwest. He's still doing his thing at a really high level. Got with him, started throwing a couple parties, and the rest was history. That's how I got into it. So I started in Indiana. I was in Indiana from 03 to 07. I stayed there. Fred got traded to Toronto. He signed with Toronto in 2006. But I stayed in Indiana because, things was cool. And I was with this girl, and she had how that be.
That's what got you.
Got me lost in the sizzle. So I stayed for another year. Moved back here in May of 2007, and the rest was history, man. Jumped right back in it, and started making some stuff happen here locally.
Yeah, the parties, man, I've been to quite a few.
Hey, man, we had some legendary ones,
Man, I tell you, times was had.
I'm just you know what I'm sad about, fam, is that these kids won't get to experience what we got to experience when we were in our 20s.
They can't, no.
Where it was every day, it was something.
Think about that.
You know what I'm saying? It was Mellow Monday. It was the refectory on Tuesday.
Man, I was just thinking about
Wednesday was, where was the one place? It was somewhere on Wednesday. Thursday, you go to the cattle company, or you could go out to the spot all the way out there by Jiggles. Fridays, it was something else. Sundays, it was the Tonic Lounge. Like, it was something to do every single day, man.
I remember it was a point in my life where I was out every day. Every day of the week.
And you could go out with $20 because we went to the club when it was still $5 you call it. You had $20. You got there at 9 o'clock. By 10, you was loaded.
Man.
And you could, but now we're in the era of buying tables and getting sections, and it took away the experience, man.
That's not even fun.
And so that's why I got out of the party world, man. It's just
you can't even talk. It's hard. You can't even talk to females.
You can't even if you don't. So I seen this. So in Las Vegas now, if you don't spend $8,000. You can't meet a woman. Back in the day, we were able to go to the bar and get you a little adios and talk and dance. And you know what I'm saying? All that stuff is done. So I'm
gone.
Yeah. But, it's the new era.
Yeah.
But, man, it was fun, man.
Yeah, it was.
And we put together some legendary stuff.
Yeah, I can attest.
It was good times.
How'd you transition into the community work, man? We can't go into all the community stuff you've done because you've done a lot. But can you tell me a few of the successful marketing memorable events you've organized?
Yeah, how it started is I was working at SEI at the time. I had moved back. Like I said, I moved back to Portland May of 07. I reached out to Mr. Forrest and let him know I was back in town. So he had me work at SEI basketball camp in June. In August, I was over by SEI on the block chilling with my partners. And OG1 drove by. And I hadn't seen him in a minute. OG lived across the street from me when I was a kid. When he initially got married, he lived right across the street from me when his name was David. And he was doing Campfire. I was one of his original Gang Peace kids. And so hadn't seen him in a minute. We had started talking, and he had told me that SEI was hiring some work, so to be a coordinator. So I applied, ended up getting the job. And so that started me, just really being locked in with the community. And I just saw stuff that used to happen when we were kids that wasn't happening no more. And I'm not somebody to, if I see something ain't being done, I'm not gonna ask nobody else to do it. So that's how I started doing the next level weekends and the backpack giveaways and the coat drives and the Santa Claus and all of that stuff. It came from Tam Hickok at SEI always says you see a need, feel a need. And so I seen a need for some stuff that was happening when we were kids that wasn't happening any longer. And instead of waiting on somebody to do it, I decided to step in and do it. So, man, the most memorable stuff, for sure, our next level weekends we should do when we would have softball games and all that stuff. Our backpack drive is huge. But my favorite is the fun day with Santa, Black Santa. So where I get to dress up as Santa Claus, take pictures with the kids. Shout out to Duran with Supreme Optics, taking the pictures. Shout out to the Buffalo Soldiers and Toys for Tots for donating toys to us every year. So that's my favorite. And so once that started, it becomes an expectation from the community. Mm-hmm. So you just keep it going. Yeah. So it's been blessed for it to continue to grow and grow and grow. And here we are now with Base 5-5, being able to take these things that I started off, when I was making $30,000 a year and figuring it out, to be able to grow all of these community works that we're doing now.
Nice. So what's the mission of Base 5-5?
Base 5-5 is to provide communities in need of extra love with opportunities of service, to let them know that they are loved, right? And so being able to put together events for the community to come, number one, benefit from that event, but also be able to give to that event. So it's both sides. I know a lot of people want to be of service. A lot of people want to help, but they don't know how. And they're not going to take the initiative to do something. But if you ask who's here to volunteer, who's here to put some money into this, people are very, very receptive with that. They just need to know what it is that they're doing and have something to put their energy into. So that's what we want to do with Base 5-5.
Nice. Oh, that's tight, man. That's tight.
For sure, for sure.
Well, we'll be looking forward to it, man. People don't appreciate you enough. And
I appreciate it.
I'm here to tell you, man, you're more appreciated than you know or you probably even hear about.
I really appreciate that, man. It feel good, man. Like I was talking to Lalu about this the other day. We make a decision to step into the roles we step into the community. It's a decision that is made with that. Sometimes that decision is forced. Sometimes that decision is because you see some things not happening, but you make the decision to be of service. And so in doing that a lot of this stuff is thankless, you know what I'm saying? And when it's going well, you got the full support of everybody, but when it's not going well, you don't. And so I seen this thing the other day. It said 10% of people love you no matter what you do, right? 10% of people hate you no matter what you do. And 80% of people determine how they feel about you by what you do. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want to focus on my 10.
The 10.
You know what I'm saying? And continue to do for the other 90.
Man, that's it, man. That's tight, man. We're going to take one more break here. We get a message from our other sponsor, Thorn City Syndicate Management. When we come back, we're going to discuss the future of the Pro-Am basketball.
Yes, sir.
What's your vision?
Yep.
Introducing Thorn City Syndicate Management, your solution for brand management, social media promotions, digital content distribution, and podcast production. From shaping engaging content that resonates with your audience to amplifying your brand's reach through podcasting. We're your partners in driving success. We offer free strategy sessions and leverage our recording studio and personalized strategies to establish an online presence. Your brand's journey to the top starts with Thorn City Syndicate Management, where innovation meets results. Contact us now at www.thorncitysyndicate.com to embark on the future path of transforming your brand's future.
This syndicate lyricist exists. Don't blink one eye, baby, you just might miss. History in the making from the making of this. Third, I guess it's welcome back to these words. So I'ma come well like welcome back words for sure.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. That's one of those unreleased tracks off that Third Twin album coming History. And
he's so tight, man.
Man, he's so tight, bro.
I just remember when we was 15, 16, 17, and he was putting stuff together, like, and then saying stuff that was Portland.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To where we're like, oh,
Yep.
I know exactly what you're
You know,
talking
man,
about.
I blame him and them, pros and cons and them, for, us not having nobody that's like really on.
Man, you know what, man?
Supposed to get on, man.
So I've been blessed, man, to host stuff all over America, big concerts and comedy shows and all that. But I literally started and had my first opportunity to host a concert for pros and cons. Man, I'll never forget it, at the 13th floor.
They had real fans. They didn't have partners. They had fans.
They had fans, man. I'll never forget, it was me and D-Knot.
Oh, shout out to my man.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. And I hosted it, bro, and that was the first time that I got up on stage. I'll never forget, 1998. Got up on stage and, cracked jokes and hosted and did all that. And I said, oh, yeah, bro, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
And it started off all with pros and cons, man. Shout out to all of them.
You talking about?
I just talked to Lance the other day, man.
Okay, yeah, I was with my nigga Los this weekend. Getting out. My nigga Los doing good, man.
So
Proud of
grateful
him
to see, man.
But yeah, man, pros and cons. You talking about a time being had.
They were celebrities.
Man.
They were celebrities. And boy, the way they had them Central Catholics pulling up, boy.
Man, it was different. You know what's crazy? You talking about Los Central. It's a lot of kids that wouldn't be at Central right now.
Whoever
for them.
I tell people that. I said, man, it wasn't a lot of us.
No,
going
at
in.
Central.
Nah, it wasn't. And they was the dudes that went over there and really
Yep.
made it cool. Made it cool, because first that was just if you wasn't playing something, you wasn't going there.
Yeah.
They and them doing that, they made it cool. For sure.
Man, that's crazy. So, man, the Pro-Am, man. I've been the Pro-Am Summer League. Is it going to still be at Park Rose?
So, no.
Maybe?
So
The Pro-Am,
we're going to be transitioning.
Okay, so I've been reffing the last 3 or 4 years, I guess. And, man, you talking about good times and fun times.
So much fun.
And me and Sam clashing on the court. And good basketball terms.
For sure. For sure.
Hey, man, that's some of the funnest. I'm glad I became a ref because I have so much fun.
Yeah.
Being in the game of basketball and seeing the kids grow up and go from 4th grade to playing in NBA or overseas.
Ain't it crazy?
It's a trip, man. And they all remember me, too.
Yeah. Ain't it crazy just to watch the development of these dudes, man?
Man. Or then seeing people you grew up with on the sidelines coaching.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like really tight.
Yeah, so no, man,
So, yeah, tell me about what made you decide to want to take it over?
So, when we decided to get into this AAU stuff, of course, the first person we went to go have conversation with was Kanan.
Kanan, that's my guy. Shout out to my guy.
Kanan, that's my guy. That's another dude. He was on that same block with OG1. He was my neighbor 3 houses down.
He always take care of me.
Yeah, so he's somebody that, I've always respected, always had love for, one of my big bros. And so he's been doing the Pro-Am. And so we were just having conversations as Mike has evolved as a basketball player. Our involvement with Pro-Am grew. And so we just went to talk to him about AAU. And so we had an idea about some stuff that we wanted to do with AAU, some things we wanted to do with the Pro-Am, some things we want to help out with, just with Portland basketball. Just where we're seeing where Portland basketball is right now, and some things and some adjustments that we can make to help it out. And so we were talking about that. And, he was like, man. So the original plan was for me to spend this summer interning, kind of learning what it is, the behind the scenes of how to run the Pro-Am, and then eventually taking it over in 2026. But he fast-tracked that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he fast-tracked that and said, nah, fam.
Oh, fam.
It's yours this summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a lot. It's kind of scary with that because you are in control of what summer basketball looks like for your pros and college guys. But I'm excited about it because there's some things that I saw that I loved that they were doing. But there's also some things I think that we can add to help it grow nationally. And so one of those things is being able to parlay some of our relationships that we have in the pro basketball world and getting more pros to come back and play.
Yeah.
Putting together specialized games all-star games, bringing back the Portland and Seattle rivalry, showcasing and highlighting kids, AAU teams during the Pro-Am as a prequel, to some championship games and things like that. So really excited about that. There's going to be a lot. Donnell is not going to be at Park Rose any longer.
Yeah, he told me he was leaving too.
This is last year.
Man, that's crazy.
So now we're in the works of bringing it back over, to the NE. So God willing, we either gonna have it at the Sal or
always Sal. The Sal.
Yeah, I would love to have it at the Sal.
That would be dope.
I think if we could get it at the Sal.
Talking about bringing it back.
NBA court, bringing it back to where, man, come on, you remember us being kids, man.
Man.
And going there when Mr. Pittman was running that joint, man. And I'll never forget 1995, July 1995, Damon Stoudemire just got drafted by the Toronto Raptors. And he came home to play in Pro-Am. Because remember back then, they used to have the stats in the newspaper.
Yep.
And Jerome Kersey and Cliff Robinson and all them dudes played. And I never forget Damon and Terrell.
Oh, they went at it already.
Yeah, with Terrell there, and that's when we said, well, Terrell's Terrell.
Terrell's
Terrell. But Damon was killing too.
Yeah.
But what TB did that day, I said, man, that I was going into my freshman year of high school, and that it was totally different.
Yeah.
So I want to bring that back.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
I want to bring that back.
And whatever you do, just keep me on there as a rough.
Right now, we are we are right now on the spotlight, and we are spotlighting that Naeem Hall is going to be over the refs. But the good thing that I got with this year, you can't bring some of them niggas back.
Hey, you just tell me who
you
is.
can't bring some of them niggas back. I like the dude that'll be wearing the two big shoes.
Oh.
He cool. He cool. Old boy with the bowl cut, though, fam, got to stay away. We might bring our favorite ref back, too.
Oh, my God. That's my
guy. He's 100%.
That's my guy.
Yeah.
He the reason I came back over there. You know what I'm saying? He came, and then something happened. He had to go, and I stayed.
He happened.
He happened.
That's my little bro. So I know how that goes.
Yeah. But no, that's tight, man. The Pro-Am is really special. It's crazy. A lot of the officials and the high school officials say, man, how can I get some games over there at the Pro-Am?
Man, we can figure it out. Because I just want to, I don't know. We kind of in a talk about it. I just want to make sure we put the best basketball out there.
Yeah.
And we still have Pro-Am where it's a lot of guys that are here that don't play.
Yeah.
So I want to figure out how to get them playing, how to get them on some teams, get the Blazers involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's going to be popping. I guarantee that.
Yeah, man. We can talk about how we want to do with the refs, but we definitely should do 3 refs.
Yes.
We should definitely do 3.
We're going to do 3 refs. We're going to have NBA rules.
Okay.
Because we don't never know, man. We be hybriding the rules.
They be hybrid. They be asking.
So, but that's why I want to have it at the Sal, because then we'll have an NBA court and we can treat it, as an NBA. And with pros, doing that on a high school court is difficult. I mean, it would even be better if we have it at PCC, because that's a bigger court as well. Yeah, so
man,
we're working on it.
Yeah, no, that's tight, man. Yeah, no, that's dope. I've been having so much fun up there. It's crazy. It's fun and frustrating.
For sure.
It's only frustrating for split seconds when motherfuckers is on your head, crying. Grown ass man crying.
You bet. Making calls that people do not agree with. I'm going to cuss out everybody in the gym. And then be laughing in 2 seconds.
They're going to laugh as soon as it's over.
It wasn't that bad. I really wasn't that bad.
Oh, man, this is tight, man. I sure appreciate y'all. I'm Richard, man. It's Waldo Purdue, man. How can the listeners connect with you and stay up to date on what you got going on?
Oh, man. Definitely follow me on the socials. It's Seeznin. Seeznin on Instagram. SEEZNIN. Seeznin. Twitter. At Seeznin 503, SEEZNIN 503. I got a Facebook, but I'm about to get back off of that. That mess is so frustrating, man. So many weirdos on there. But yeah, that's how they can reach out, man. Tap in on the tap in. Be on the lookout for Base 55. Our first major event will be Wednesday, November 27th, the day before Thanksgiving. Okay. It's gonna be called Thankful.
Nice.
It is a catered Thanksgiving dinner for families in need of some extra love for that. Yep. So shout out to Norman Jean's Cuisine, who's going to be doing the catering. We're going to have it at the Coldwood Golf Course.
Okay.
It's going to be really, really dope. give some families opportunity to be catered to that day and just really enjoy themselves, eat good, get some stuff on the other end of that. And also be on the lookout, follow Mike James Elite on Instagram. That is our middle school basketball team. They are going to be amazing. Shout out to my team, Mike Lee, head coach, Mike James for helping make it happen. Shout out to Adidas for helping us out. But my guys on the squad, we got Abe, Jordan, Kendall, Big Baby, Ryder, Cadence, Garrett, Marquise, Jamel, Landon, Judd, and Idris. We call them the 12. They the 12. So y'all be on the lookout for the 12. Hey, man, we here. Next level.
That's tight.
It's a beautiful thing.
Man, I'll be looking for them to come to high school. I love high school stuff too, man.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Fuzzy, man.
Ooh, Fuzzy.
Shout out to Fuzzy. Shout out to the Pastel Boys. Shout out to Young Kingston. Yeah, we out here. We out here. Shout out to, hey, and man, I tell everybody this right now. Keon Gates. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, indeed.
I'm going to be looking for him. I always like to see him grow. It's tight being a ref now and actually been doing it for so long, actually getting to move up and do some big games. I can say that I'm one of the top officials in high school
You're the
basketball. Best. It's no doubt about it.
Oh, you're the best. You're the best.
And when I got to do that Les Schwab championship game,
mm-hmm.
It was one for the ages when Jackson beat the number 1 team in the nation.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that was it. That was it for me. That's almost better than state championship game.
Yeah.
Because of the national.
All eyes on you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, no, that was dope, man. And I appreciate you coming through again, man. Yeah, it's always like to tell people, it's always cool to get people in here you grew up with, and you've seen each other's journey.
Yes, sir.
Where you came from to where you've been trying to get to and to where you at, man. And so it's been fun. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you too, family.
Man, I encourage listeners to explore their passions, embrace innovation, and pursue entrepreneurship in their own unique ways. Thanks for joining us. Explore the power of networking and find inspiration by following me at Thorn City Podcast Guy. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Be the first to know about new releases, bonus episodes, and exciting updates. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes of the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show as we continue to highlight individuals, businesses, brands, and podcasters. Don't forget to subscribe to the Thorn City Podcast Guy YouTube channel. Follow at Thorn City Syndicate, the management team, at GMP Podcast Group, the production company. And while you're at it, drop by www.thorncitysyndicate.com. Schedule a free strategy session. Thorn City Podcast Guy. Holla at your boy.
All righty. Appreciate you, family. Much love.
Right.
Much love.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
What man? What power? Hoodoo.
I appreciate y'all tuning in to another episode of the Thorn City Syndicate Spotlight Show, where we network and build connections, interviews, and discussions. Until next time, I like your boy, Thorn City Podcast Guy. I'm out.
You remind me of a man.